extraordinary music.
What's going on, Masterclass family? This is your boy, Mr. Adams, bringing you a quick Masterclass Trade of the Day recap. Today, we are doing a recap on SPY. It's March 11th, 2019. Starting off with SPY, the alert was given out in our chat room today around 8:39, where I said SPY has a gold Mary setup. It gapped up with the MACD and slow RSI, both near the middle line, with the stock holding the 200-day moving average on the daily chart, and there was a supply zone with a target price around $278. So that alert was given out, along with the fact that today is Monday, and you can buy Monday's contracts, which are fairly cheap because they expired today, and that IWM had the same setup. That was an hour before the market opened. Looking quickly here at the options chain before we get into the actual chart of SPY, you can see some of the call options on SPY hit 300%, 600%, 720%, 1153%. I mean, that's what, 7 cents to $1.70. You had other contracts from 12 cents to $2, 28 cents to $2.64. Like, it was just a really great day in the SPY, and several members of the chat room had taken advantage of the opportunity. So let me quickly just break down how I found that trade. So last night doing my night scan, I noticed that when SPY fell on Friday, it fell down to the 200-day moving average on the daily chart. This is the EMA with the SMA slightly above. And then I also noticed here that on February 5th and 6th, this area here that acted as somewhat as a resistance, this 273.46 area. And that SPY had eventually broke above that level, came back and tested on 214 on Valentine's Day, tested that previous resistance level as support, and the stock went higher. And then we had about a 4-day sell-off right back into that level, which was resistance. So now this would be, you can say, a second test of support on a daily chart. And you also have a confluence situation here with a 200-day moving average, with the 50 and a 100 right underneath it. So you have several levels of support that's willing to hold up to SPY. So that caught my attention that night. What caught my attention in the pre-market is the fact that the SPY had gapped up. So Friday at the market closed, the SPY gapped, and for the most part, it held the gap above a resistance level, all pre-market long. And for those that are part of Masterclass, you know that this setup here, when we have this type of consolidation and all the moving averages are tightly compressed together, that's our gold setup. And then coming into the market open, you have a gold setup, and you have somewhat of a married slash engaged level between the previous day's high and the pivot point. And the SPY had held above it, treating this pivot point as a retest of support right before the open. Then you have a strong amount of dual money flow. So that gave me conviction and bias to the upside, because I was holding this 5-minute support with all of these moving averages under it, acting as a support or some barriers for it to fall through, along with the 200-day and a resistance level that had become support on the daily chart. And the stock never looked back. I had an original target at $278. That was right up in here, and this is where I got stopped. I purchased contracts at 42 cents. I got stopped at 152. The stock consolidated for a little while, and then continued to go higher. And that was pretty much the breakdown of the SPY trade. To take a look at the MACD and the slow RSI, I'll bring that up on this 5-minute chart here. So around the time that I put out the alert, the SPY was like right here, around the middle level for the slow RSI and close to the zero line on the MACD. Then when the SPY opened, it was still near the zero line. It had not even broke above the overbought yet. That didn't happen until about 9:45. Same thing with the MACD. It was crossing near the zero line right at the open. So that was just a perfect trade. Definitely worth it because we look for at least $1 spread to make sure we can snatch at least 50 cents from a stock. But in this case, the target was 277.81, which you can round it off to 278, and the current price was 275. So we're talking about almost a $3 move, and that's exactly what we got all morning long, all the way up to about 11:55, only to consolidate and to go higher. So with that being said, this is just a quick video. SPY was definitely the masterclass trade of the day. You can also see that the MACD on the 1 hour chart is positive. The TTM squeeze is positive, and so is the TTM wave span. Wave A and C. So you technically have a Thanos on a 1 hour chart for SPY as well, and the 10 had crossed above the 20 on the 1 hour chart over the weekend, which adds more fuel to SPY's fire at this particular time, and it broke above the cloud uh, early in the morning and never looked back. We might see some continued upside, but today was one heck of a trade. Masterclass. Dominate.